What's up, guys? It's Dan from Coin Bureau Trading, back at it again with another crypto market update. Today we've got Eigen, Babydoge, and HARRYPOTTEROBAMASONIC10INU, I think, off the top of my head. These three cryptos have been pumping the most over the last 24 hours. I'm sure you all want to know, how high are they going to go? Why are they pumping? Could they go higher? Could they go lower? This is the kind of information we're going to be covering in videos from Monday through Thursday. So if this is the kind of content you want to see, then ping that notification bell, obviously. Subscribe to the channel and like that video just to help it, get a boost, not only in the algorithm, but also so it shows up in your own feed on the YouTube homepage. And before we get started, guys, do keep in mind that nothing in this video is financial advice. It's just my personal trading strategy, my personal analysis. What you might see is could be different. And if that's the case, then that's awesome. The more difference of opinion we have, as I always say, the better we're all going to become. And, we're at the end of the day, we're here to learn. So do keep that in mind. Again, nothing in this video is financial advice. With all that said, guys, let's jump straight into it. So here we have Eigen, which is, of course, the token for Eigenlayer. Before we take too close of a look at the chart, obviously, we have to ask ourselves, why is this crypto pumping? In Eigenlayer's case, there isn't anything really specific. I guess the closest thing to a catalyst that I could find is that they launched a new Explorer dashboard. I guess without getting too technical, guys, Eigenlayer basically lets you use like Ethereum that's been staked. You can restake it. So basically you can use this staked Ethereum to secure other blockchains, other use cases, and get like an additional yield. And that's why Eigenlayer has been kind of like popular in Ethereum's ecosystem. And in my mind, guys, actually this Eigen pump has less to do with something that is specific to Eigenlayer, and it has more to do with the fact that I think Ethereum's ecosystem is going to start rising. If you actually go look at at different metrics like base fees, you can see that Ethereum base fees are starting to creep higher, and that kind of gives you a sign that maybe we're going to see the same thing in Ethereum's price. And I actually think that we're seeing some cryptos in Ethereum's ecosystem kind of give those early signs of hey, Ethereum and all these other Ethereum cryptos are going to start rallying. And I think Eigenlayer is one of those that's kind of sending that sign that hey, something's going on in this ecosystem. So with all that being said, guys, as always, we have our handy target math. As you can see, we don't have too much to go off of. We're on the daily chart here. The Eigen token is brand new, which makes it pretty hard to analyze, makes it super volatile. You don't know if it's going to go higher or lower. The uncertainty there is very high, let's say. But based on what we can see in the charts here, just doing very simple target math, starting point of around 3.25. Obviously, you can make the case this is a little bit lower, but as you guys know, I like to be super conservative in my analysis. So starting point of 3.25, resistance probably around $4. Again, you can make the case it's a little bit higher, but again, trying to be conservative here. So 3.25 starting point, 4.0 resistance, that gives us a difference of around 75 cents, which would put the target for Eigen to 4.75. And to be honest, guys, at the rate that it seems to be moving as I'm shooting this video, it's possible to already hit that target. And so, if you do miss that, don't feel too sad. The risk reward there wasn't really too good. And I guess specifically in terms of the profit, only around 18% to the upside, which it's decent, but come on, guys, you can find a lot of other altcoins that are going to be pumping more and have let's say some more certainty behind them, a little bit less volatility, a little bit less I don't want to say speculation, but cryptos that have been around for a little bit longer, so it's a lot easier to analyze their price. In Eigen's case, it's literally brand new. It's been around for a week, so there's not much to go off of there in terms of price history, and lots of people are still trying to figure out how much is this thing worth exactly. And I guess we're going to be finding out in the coming weeks. So do keep your eyes peeled for that. And of course, as you guys notice, we're using Bybit here. You can find a link to our Bybit deal in the description. It's going to help you guys out a lot, especially if you're trading in size or even just trading frequently. You guys already know by now that you don't have to be a whale to take advantage of these deals, and they're going to come in handy, especially the more that you're trading. So again, the link to that is in the description. Be sure to check it out. Anyway, guys, moving now over to Babydoge. You might recall this is a crypto we analyzed, or I guess I analyzed in the first video from a couple days back. And I was saying that I was a little bit bearish on it because it was kind of painting a head and shoulders pattern that could potentially break to the downside. As you can see, this head and shoulders pattern appears to have been invalidated. Again, we're on the daily chart. And so Babydoge is kind of, potentially going to go up and reach this 3.5 target that we had initially set a couple days back, which is awesome. But the thing is that, again, in terms of the risk reward there is not looking too good. You could make the case that, if it does get rejected again, that it would again still potentially fall to this 1.75 support again, which I guess is by this point not necessarily my base case, but the risk reward is just still doesn't look good. Even if we adjust it and say, okay, maybe it'll just go back to this 2.25 level, risk reward ratio of around 2. That's not too high, especially for a meme coin. In terms of percentage, you're dealing with 31% to the upside and around 14% to the downside. Obviously, you can boost those gains with a little bit of leverage, but leverage on meme coins, guys, not financial advice, but I would never do that. I mean, I did do it once and I got wrecked, and I just logically in retrospect, I should have never even tried that. It doesn't make any sense. You're dealing with something that's so volatile. And similarly to like it's almost like, imagine a crypto that is just perpetually new, a crypto that's always new and always like, you know, you're uncertain and not sure where it's going to go. Like imagine if like the new crypto was just launching on an exchange like every day or every week. That's the kind of crazy price action to get with these meme coins. You know, makes it very hard to kind of trade. And to be honest, something that if you believe in the meme long term, you're actually maybe almost better just like holding it as it rallies. But of course, as many of you have probably experienced, that when you hold the meme coin, it starts going up 10x, 20x, 30x. Then either you hold all the way down or you sell too early. I'm sure you guys all have experience with that. I certainly do. Anyways, guys, and in terms of the catalyst, this is where things get a little bit interesting. I guess Babydoge had a little bit of a migration. That seems to have been the catalyst that caused it to pump, which to be honest is like not super convincing. And when I see a catalyst, guys, like and I say like, well, this catalyst can't possibly be, you know, like in Eigenlayer's case, for example, it's like you could also say, well, this catalyst isn't like really, you know, enough to justify a pump. But in this case, because the Eigen token's so new, like it kind of makes sense that there's just like a lot of speculation around it. But with something like Babydoge, I'm thinking, you know, like, okay, well, this catalyst of this migration, that certainly can't be enough to pump the price. So like, what's really going on here? And as you guys know, what I love to do is I go to CoinMarketCap, I go to the page of the crypto, then I click on the markets tab up here, and that takes me down to the markets. And then what I'll do is I'll sort by the volume, which I kind of already did here. And it'll show you like which exchanges like are trading the most, like where this crypto is trading the most. And you can see that most of the trading volume is actually happening on PancakeSwap, which is a decentralized exchange on BNB, and then also on DigiFinex, which is one of these kind of like offshore exchanges that is a little bit less trustworthy or what have you. I've used DigiFinex and I never had any issues with it personally, but let's just say it's not one that's really recognized for being like a quality exchange, for better or for worse. Like, you know, it's all these crypto exchanges are trying, you know, like especially by this point, if they survive the bear market, they're probably not that bad. But anyways, guys, when you see a crypto, you know, it's trading like on a DEX, trading on these offshore exchanges that aren't very well known, you start to wonder, okay, like, you know, maybe it's not necessarily an organic move. It could be a lot of like whale manipulation. And to be honest, guys, you're going to see this a lot on these meme coins, and you know, you're going to hear me saying it a lot. And I do think it's important to bring it up because, you know, like it's very easy to get sucked in and thinking that like, oh, like, you know, this Babydoge thing is going to be big, it's going to be the next big thing. And to be honest, guys, this is kind of a perfect segue into HARRYPOTTEROBAMASONIC10INU, which funny enough has the ticker Bitcoin, which makes things a little bit confusing. But yeah, guys, this crypto is very interesting because especially if you zoom out, you can see that there's a lot of pump and dump kind of like cycles. You can actually see, I think, a similar thing on Babydoge, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, you see these pump and dump cycles. It's super characteristic of something that's manipulated. Interestingly enough, guys, you can actually see the same thing on Dogecoin, especially if you measure in BTC terms. A little bit outside of the scope of this video, but it's actually just like a fun fact. And I actually personally think that Dogecoin, you know, they all say Dogecoin whales, Elon Musk or whatever. I actually think it's crypto miners. But that's again topic for another time. Anyways, guys, sorry. You can see that HARRYPOTTEROBAMASONIC10INU has the same thing as this Babydoge, where it's just like pump and dump. And of course, you know, I was trying to see, okay, what's causing this crypto to pump, and it looks like there's some influencers that are potentially shilling. I don't think this shilling was necessarily, again, like I'm not accusing this guy of shilling, but let's just say that, like, you know, influencers do have a habit of like, you know, pumping and dumping, and whether this guy's doing it, I can't say. I have no opinion there. But do keep in mind that you know, that when you're just seeing like celebration of all-time high and nothing substantial, you're probably not seeing something that's organic. And again, similarly with Babydoge, we can confirm, you know, like, is this HARRYPOTTEROBAMASONIC10INU, I'm glad I remembered that. Is this move really genuine, or is it just more manipulation? And a very simple way to check that, again, is you go to CoinMarketCap, check the markets tab, and then you sort by volume and say, where's this thing trading? Well, 70% of it is trading on Uniswap, which is of course a decentralized exchange on Ethereum. So chances are that there's a lot of whales, a lot of manipulation going on there, and I guess it kind of doesn't matter regardless, because based on my analysis here, I think it actually already hit a local top of around 28 cents. And this is just based on, you know, the most recent price action. Obviously, you could go back further and try and make an argument that it's, you know, it's been chopping up and going to have this huge explosive move higher, which is always possible. But to be honest, guys, it's not looking too hot here. Starting point of around 8 cents. Resistance is around 18 cents, so that's a difference of 10, and that gives us a target of 28, which has already been hit. Again, guys, these measurements on my end are super conservative, so it's possible that HARRYPOTTEROBAMASONIC10INU, you get it. It's possible that this meme coin continues rallying a little bit higher. So if that does happen, don't be surprised. But at the same time, I do think that my base case would be a retracement, similar like you see again, like you have this pump and dump and pump and dump. So now we had a pump, and so we're probably going to see a dump of some size. It might not be as big as the other dumps before, but definitely at least down to this 18-cent resistance. That's what I would be looking for personally. I wouldn't be surprised if it goes even a little bit lower to like 16 cents or like even like 13 cents or something. But I do think that most of this move is over. And that's kind of the tricky thing, guys. When it comes to these cryptos that are pumping the most over the last 24 hours, you always start to think like, oh, like this is the beginning. Typically, when you see that a crypto is pumping so much, it's probably the end of that move, at least in the short term, which is, I guess, part of why I decide to do my analysis the way that I do on this channel is I guess, kind of like to help you guys out so you don't get wrecked, and to actually, differentiate between the cryptos that have like finished pumping and the ones that could potentially have legs and still keep going higher, even if that percentage is like 10% or 20%. It's good to know at least that from someone else's perspective, like, do they think it's going higher or lower? I'm sure a lot of you guys appreciate that, let's say, additional insight or second insight. Funny that they're saying that this Harry Potter Obama-Sonic10INU is going to flip BTC. I don't think it's going to happen, guys. But I guess that's all for today. If you did enjoy today's video and you like what I do, then do keep in mind that I do a daily Bitcoin and Ethereum technical analysis on the Coin Bureau Club. I also do analysis of select altcoins when people request them if I have time. And of course on the Coin Bureau Club, we also do like weekly reviews of like promising up and small coming altcoins. And we also reveal our personal portfolios. Also look at our watch list, like the cryptos that we're watching. And we also have a members Discord where we discuss things and you guys can ask us questions. And like I said, like request if you want me to do it like basic technical analysis on some altcoin. But yeah, when it comes to this Bitcoin and Ethereum analysis, I do that every single day on the Coin Bureau Club, and we have a great community there. And again, you're probably going to see some comments from people from the Coin Bureau Club in the description or in the comment section of this video. And if you do see comments, tell them I say hi. Anyways, guys, if you did enjoy the video, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, ping that notification bell so you don't miss the next one, and I'll see you in the next one.